Okay, so you guys sent us a ton of stuff about self-discipline.
Yeah, a lot of material.
Everything from James Clear to Mel Robbins.
So much good stuff in there.
And it all kind of boils down to this one question, right? What separates the winners from the quitters?
What makes people actually achieve their goals?
It really comes down to self-discipline.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. You know, that 5 a.m. alarm,
Oh, yeah.
that moment of truth.
Hit snooze or get up and get after it.
Exactly. And today we're diving deep into why self-discipline beats motivation every single time.
Absolutely, because motivation is fleeting.
It really is.
It's like a sugar rush.
You crash.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what we're going to look at today. What your sources really emphasize is how to build that sustainable engine.
That keeps you going.
Yeah, self-discipline isn't about feeling inspired. It's about taking action.
It's about doing it even when you don't feel like it.
Exactly.
So we've gone through all your research.
Oh, that great material.
And we've distilled it down to 3 techniques
3 simple techniques
that you can use starting today.
right now to build that self-discipline.
And this isn't just theory.
No.
This is actionable stuff
Real strategies.
that you can put into practice immediately.
As we go through these, think about how they connect with what you've already read
Yeah, because we're building on that foundation
and giving you those tools.
to actually make a change.
So let's jump right in.
All right, technique number 1,
You'll probably recognize this one from James Clear's Atomic Habits.
the 2-minute rule.
This is a good one.
I love this one.
What's so interesting about this is that often the hardest part of any new habit
Is starting it.
isn't the habit itself.
Right,
It's getting over that initial hump.
that inertia.
Exactly. And your sources probably talk about reducing friction.
Making it easier to get started.
That's what the 2-minute rule is all about.
Okay, so break it down for us.
All right, so the 2-minute rule is pretty simple.
It sounds so.
If a habit takes less than 2 minutes to start, you just do it. Okay, but what's the power in that?
Right, why is that so effective?
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
We all have that resistance to new things.
That, I don't want to do it feeling.
Exactly, and that's often tied to how much effort we think it's going to take.
So we make it a big deal in our minds.
We do, and the 2-minute rule kind of tricks your brain.
Tricks it.
It makes the starting point so easy
So tiny.
that your brain's like, oh, this is nothing.
I can handle this.
Exactly. Your sources might mention habit stacking.
I've heard of that.
This can be a great way to start stacking those habits.
So give us some real-world examples.
Okay, sure.
How could someone use this?
Let's say you want to start exercising regularly
Okay.
instead of committing to a full workout.
Which can be daunting.
It can be the 2-minute rule, says just put on your workout clothes.
That's it.
That's it.
That's so easy.
Or if you want to read more,
Okay.
just open the book to the first page.
Or maybe read one sentence.
Exactly, just one sentence.
That's the 2-minute rule. It's tiny, but it gets you started.
It's like that first domino.
It is. Once you get that first domino to fall,
The rest will follow.
you just start falling.
It's all about momentum.
That's what Clear talks about.
Yeah, it makes starting the good habit easy.
And stopping the bad habits hard.
So it's like we're tricking our brains into taking action.
We are.
That first step is so small that it doesn't feel like a big deal.
But it leads to bigger things.
It can.
So think about your own goals.
What's one tiny 2-minute action you could take today?
To start building that habit you've been putting off?
It's a good question to ask yourself.
Now let's move on to technique number 2.
Okay, this is a big one.
It is.
Decision fatigue.
Oh, this is a killer.
I think we all struggle with this.
We do. This is something that resonates with a lot of the productivity research you sent
Yeah, about mental energy,
and how we use it.
how much we have.
Decision fatigue basically says that all those little choices we make throughout the day,
Drain us.
they drain our mental energy.
So explain how that impacts self-discipline.
Okay, so think of your willpower like a muscle.
Okay,
It gets tired if you overuse it.
right.
And all those little decisions.
Like what to wear,
what to eat,
which email to answer first,
all those things.
they add up.
They chip away at that willpower.
And then when it comes to the important stuff,
like sticking to your goals.
you've got nothing left.
You're exhausted.
I've totally been there.
I think we all have.
Like by lunchtime, I've already made a million decisions.
A million little decisions, and I'm done.
And your willpower is shot.
Yeah, there's a famous example of this.
Steve Jobs,
Always wearing the same thing.
the black turtleneck and jeans.
It wasn't because he didn't have other clothes.
Right, he had tons of money.
It was about eliminating unnecessary decisions,
So he could focus on the important ones.
like running Apple.
Exactly.
So the strategy here is to simplify.
Automate or eliminate those unimportant choices
You free up mental space
for the things that matter.
for our goals.
So how does this work with habits?
Well, we often fall into the trap of debating with ourselves.
Should I work out today?
Do I have time?
What should I eat?
Healthy or not?
When am I going to work on this project?
All that back and forth.
That's the decision fatigue.
It is, and it wears us down.
So what's the solution?
Schedule it.
Schedule your habits.
Yes, instead of waking up and thinking, should I work out today?
You decide in advance.
Exactly. I'm working out at 7 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
You put it in your calendar.
Like a doctor's appointment.
It's non-negotiable.
It's already decided.
I love that.
So you're not making the decision when you're tired and groggy.
You've already made it.
It's pre-commitment.
So it's about moving from reactive to proactive.
Exactly. From deciding in the moment to planning ahead.
And taking the decision out of the equation.
When you're most likely to resist.
Powerful stuff.
So think about your own routine.
What's one habit you could schedule right now?
Make it a non-negotiable appointment with yourself.
All right, let's move on to our final technique.
This one's from Mel Robbins.
The 5-second rule.
I love this one.
This is about taking action.
Immediately.
Overcoming that hesitation we all feel.
Your sources from Robbins probably talk about interrupting that default mode.
Our brains like to be comfortable.
They do. They like to stay in their comfort zones.
So how does this rule work?
Okay, so it's super simple.
Okay.
You feel that impulse to act on a goal.
You know you should do it.
But then that voice in your head starts talking.
The excuses start coming.
That's when you count down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then you immediately take action.
Before your brain can stop you.
Exactly. It's like a mental reset button.
You're creating a window of opportunity.
Before the overthinking kicks in.
Before you talk yourself out of it.
Right. That countdown is like a jolt to your system.
It breaks the hesitation.
And gets you moving.
So give us some examples.
Sure. Think about hitting the snooze button.
Oh yeah, the classic.
That's your brain wanting comfort.
Stay in bed. It's warm and cozy.
But you know you have to get up.
So what do?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get out of bed.
Don't even think about it.
Just move.
I like it.
Or let's say you're in a meeting.
Okay.
And you have a great idea.
But you're a little nervous to share it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just start talking.
For the fear can take over.
Exactly. It's about breaking through that initial resistance.
So it's like you're forcing yourself to take action.
In a way.
You're creating that sense of urgency.
You're bypassing the overthinking.
So think about a situation today where you might hesitate.
Maybe it's starting a task you've been putting off.
Or making a phone call you're dreading.
When that moment comes, use the 5-second rule.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just do it.
Don't give yourself time to think about it.
So let's recap.
Okay.
We've covered 3 really practical techniques.
From the material you sent.
The 2-minute rule.
For starting habits.
Scheduling.
To combat decision fatigue.
And the 5-second rule.
To overcome hesitation.
And what's the key takeaway here?
Self-discipline is not something you're born with.
It's not a magical power.
It's a skill.
You can develop it.
Through consistent action.
Even when you don't feel like it.
That's the key.
So we have a challenge for you today.
All right. I like challenges.
First, identify one small habit you want to build.
Something simple.
And use the 2-minute rule.
What's the smallest action you can take today to get started?
Do it.
Second, pick one habit you want to solidify.
And schedule it.
Make it a non-negotiable appointment with yourself.
And finally, be mindful of those moments of hesitation.
When you feel yourself pulling back.
Try the 5-second rule.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take action.
These techniques seem small.
They do.
But they can have a huge impact.
Over time.
So what are you struggling with?
What habits do you find the most challenging?
Hit over the comments and let us know.
Your insights could really help someone else.
And if this deep dive into self-discipline resonated with you,
and gave you some practical strategies,
hit that like button.
And subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell.
So you don't miss our future episodes.
We're exploring all sorts of topics.
On how to optimize your mindset.
And achieve your goals.
Thanks for joining us today.
We'll see you next time.
One last thought for you.
Okay.
Thinking about everything we discussed today.
And the material you sent.
What changes could you make in your life?
Over the next year.
If you consistently chose action over motivation.
That's something to think about.
It is.
Thanks for listening.